What's going on, everybody? This is Langston Ware coming at you guys, and hey, I'm going to make this short, but one of the things that I felt that has been upon my heart, that God's put upon my heart for a little bit now, is to make this feed and to make this more of the theme of saying that our social medias need to change as Christians. And I thought what I would do in order to start that off is to pretty much explain my story, and hopefully those that are out there that are seeing this feed, that you will be encouraged through my story. And through, again, what I've been through and through kind of just a glimpse into my life. Because there are people out there, especially in the social media world, where I get what I'm seeing is that you're scared, and you feel that you're alone, and you feel that you're in this race all by yourself, or maybe you don't feel like you're in anything. Well, I hope that this encourages you, and I hope that others as well will stand up and get away from that fear about what it is that's holding you back from letting people know that you are a Christian. So this is me in the real. Before I met Christ, one of the things that I went through a lot was just, I had a lot of anxiety that people don't know about. And I had a lot of anxiety when it came to, things that I was doing, whether it was, in the church, or whether it had to do with, just going and understanding who Christ really was. I really didn't understand that, and it kind of got me super anxious. And there was a time in second grade where I did give my life to Christ, and I gave my life over because I knew where I was headed, where I wanted to head, but at the same time I was still confused because I was reading through the scriptures. I was reading, and listening to different songs and singing different hymnals, but at the same time I knew that there was something missing. And one of the things that hit me hard growing up was something called pornography that hit me at an early age in sixth grade, to where it was something that just tore down my life completely, that just changed my mindset when it came to just understanding really who women were, really understanding who I was as a Christian. And this led all the way into also just my career when it came to football. When it came to me playing collegiate football, I only played for 2 years, but at the same time, what was happening is that my pride was also, coming within the mix, saying that I can do whatever I want. People telling me, that pretty much, you can't make it, or, you try and do a different hobby. There was nothing wrong with me when it came to proving myself to others. But at the same time, what would happen is that pride would take more and more out of me, because it was something that just became more obsessive than it did more towards what it should have been for him. And, one of the things that happened after I left playing football after 2 years is that I went into even a deeper depression. And my depression had to do, further with just understanding who my true identity was. And, I didn't find that until there was a song that they played, at my college, at Liberty University, where it talks about trading ashes into beauty. And ever since then, my junior year in college, it was something that I just respected, to know that Christ was always there for me, that he never did leave my side, that he never did leave me in my darkest, my deepest despair, that all the way up until this point that my story continuously unfolds to this day, to where my junior year in college, I rededicated my life, and I found out who Christ really was. I found out who he was through the brokenness. I found out who he was through those that had questions themselves and confusions, that he took over my life completely, to where I am now is that I live here in the state of Maine, and I'm serving him even further. So before I close this shout out, John 3:16 is the main verse that's on my heart, where it talks about, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son," that's Jesus, "that whoever believes in him," that has to do with me, that has to do with you, that has to do with anyone, no matter what crime you might have committed, no matter what sin you might have had, no matter how unworthy you feel, that whoever believes in him shall never, ever perish, but have everlasting life. And because of that verse, that is the reason why I do what I do today. It is the reason why that I live, because one, I have I have a great life, to where I have a wonderful wife and 3 kids. But at the same time, there's more that I want to do. There's more outside that I need to do in order to further God's kingdom. So again, this is my shout out to the social media world. And again, my name is Langston Ware, and I'm changing my social media for Jesus Christ.